I know the air I'm breathing, it's no good for my lungs. I do this every season. I'm unstable and I'm unsteady. I've lost a million times already, and I'm so sorry, but I'm not able to slow down.
Okay, well, I'm having issues. I just got a new webcam, and unfortunately, it seems to be sketching out, and I'd have to like restart the stream, I think, in order to get it. Yeah, to get it working. So I'd just as soon not do that. So we'll just go ahead and do. Yeah, well, I've got the little J there in the bottom corner, but I think, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and disable that. Okay, I think I have to keep that on if you want to keep hearing me, so that's fine, at least with this program. And it says network connection 0 out of 10. Does that mean I'm trying to like do... I think it's trying to like... Well, the irony is that I think I'm getting audio through the webcam and not... Hold on, let me, can I set this up while I'm doing it? Let me, hold on 1 second, guys. USB set audio, there we go. Okay, that should be better audio, and let's take a look at the video settings. I want the USB okay, there. Okay, it's working again. So theoretically, the audio should be coming through the headset, video is coming through the webcam, obviously, and then I'm sharing this screen. And let's go ahead and go over to the game. We're going to be playing Space Engineers again today, and yes, let me just check my phone. Okay, and we're good. So, done a lot since we left off. First of all, I disabled that mod that had the robots attacking me all the time, and I need some more ice. I built the base up quite a bit. I had an issue earlier off camera where I wasn't able to get any, like, I would build things and then they would stop working immediately. Like they'd turn off immediately, and I'm not sure if I had some sort of thing where maybe I accidentally pushed a button on something somewhere that unpowered everything at the same time, and then I just selectively powered them back on. But as you can see, the base has come a long way. We're running out of storage, actually, as we speak. So I may need to build... I've got a second big container. I may need to build a third or fourth. I had a little bit of an accident here, as you can see. What I did was I built up a little connector up here, and I had a ship connected to it. That fighter there. And unfortunately, what happened was the ship... Well, I was building on top of it. I was... Ooh, this is... How'd that get damaged? Let me see if I can just do this real quick. That correctly withdraw when I needed? Yes, it did. Good. I'm starting to learn to use the build planner better. Gosh, I don't know why that got damaged, though. Well, maybe it was from my accident. Oh, I know, but I know what happened. See, what I did was I built another windmill here, a wind turbine here, that was connected to the connector that went out there. And I think it probably, the grid for the wind turbine sticking out this way may have just barely touched this corner here and damaged this one, and it destroyed the other one. That one fell down completely. Although this appears to be pre-existent, but it destroyed a big container, and I had rocks everywhere, and it was just a disaster. I remade this projector. I made it in a rotor this time. This is the proper way to do this. You You can do a landing gear, but this is the better way because this is more of a permanent setup. And what I've actually done as well, I'll show you the rest in a second, is I've added buttons to increase and decrease forward offset and vertical offset. So we're still going to have to use manual if we want to do horizontal offset one way or the other, but for the big ones, we can use the buttons now. That's going to be a lot easier. I already constructed this ship that I found in the workshop, which you can attach. Well, the workshop had grinders attached to these rotor arms, which I think I'm interested in making it that way. I really wish there was a connector though, because right now, see, it's got a solar panel and it's charging, but as you can see here, it's gonna take forever. We've got well, that one's draining. I don't know if it's I don't know. That's just the name of it. It's not actually draining. It's recharging, and it will be recharged in 11 days, 12 days, etc. So we're getting a lot more. I've shut down most of the systems in this little ship, so we're getting a lot more input than output. But in general, it does take quite a while to charge. And if we were, well, I'd have to turn on the thrusters to fly it. But basically, I'm trying to let it charge up on its own through solar, but that may take a while. And I wish I had a connector on there to charge it. I built a jukebox because I'm trying to unlock all the progression blocks. And so I just selected a number of tracks. I really should take that fun music track out because it's not really that fun. Okay, so we'll just go with this for now. Here's a sound block, by the way. I've never used those before, but you can basically do what you can with the jukebox with them. You just don't have an interface. Alright, so with that creepy music going in the background, I got everything turned back on. I did quite a bit of drilling. Got 2 giant holes. This one I actually need to go back down, not just to manually get these rocks that I got from harvesting the little webbing between the two operations, but also because I forgot to come down with these pistons. I just extended those pistons. So here, I'll do that now, even though we're running out of storage. Actually, really need to storage component first. Okay, so these should go auto to the, yes, okay, so we do have 2 of those available. I don't know why that's taking so long. We built an oxygen and hydrogen tank, and I think it's just putting everything in the tank for now. Which means that I could manually take that and throw that in the oxygen tank. Yes? No. See, I don't understand why that doesn't auto. Well, the oxygen tank says 0 out of 4,000. I don't know where it would have gone. 120 out of... Oh, that's just the bottle. Well, I don't understand why you get 2 little bars here, but then... Well, anyway. So I need to grab ice, and I also need to get gold and silver because I'm starting the process of making... excuse me, I'm starting the process of making reactor stuff and what's the other thing? Gravity components and just a variety of things like that that I just need to Hello. Okay. So, had a slight issue there. Is this gonna play sound? No, it was going through my. Hold on. Should be fine. Okay. So, I think we've got sound. It doesn't look like the best. Testing 1, 2. And it's all right. Okay. So, try this now. Yes, I have to take this out. Okay, now. Well, unfortunately, that's going through the webcam. Here's what I'm going to do. We're going to redo the screen share. Okay, I will explain everything in just a minute. Thank you for your patience. Screen share. Screen 1. Share audio. Share. Okay, so now. Okay, that is. So the problem is that's going to create a bit of a double input. So if I turn my volume down, yeah, that's still going to be full volume in the system. It's just I can't hear it. So, okay, so that should be a reasonable backup setting. Here's what happened. At some point along the line, I moved my printer. My printer has a USB thing, and I use it to charge stuff because sometimes my other USB ports on my computer are taken. And so I had charged my USB headphones using my printer. And by the way, these will be, I don't know if you can see that red light, but they're charging now, but I had unplugged my printer to move it, and I never plugged it back in. So for days, I was using that thing to charge things, and they weren't charging because it was unplugged. So headphones crapped out. Good nice thing about that is I could tell immediately. Okay, so let's see if this works now. Yes. So what's going to happen is this ice gets used up in the O2H2 generator. It goes into the tank, and then I don't know. Well, the medical room can't really store. Well, I guess maybe that's what these tanks are. I'm very curious about that. Medical room. It doesn't. There's no indication that stores oxygen and hydrogen. The reason I built these, by the way, is because eventually I'd like to. Eventually, I'd like to build a. Let's see, these farm things. In fact, I could probably explore the possibility of putting in a mushroom farm, even now. What we would do is let's see, where's the connection? I don't know. Is this just a standalone? This doesn't have a connection. Oh, it's it looks like a cockpit that's been repurposed. Is that like a small ship block? Maintains temperature, humidity, comfort level, just put the connections prepared to delicious meal for the kitchen. I don't know, maybe it's a standalone. Right there. But no, because I think it's mod. I could be wrong on that, but no, I think that might be a mod. I could be wrong. Sea farm, wheat farm growing. So it seems decorative. Algae farm. This seems decorative. I think these are all from mods. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they're standalone decorative blocks. So anyway, we can go over here and grab out what we need to build that, and I guess we can go ahead and build it. Structure components, large tubes. And I'm not sure if this is actually some used for food, and others will produce oxygen and hydrogen. So I wonder if I were to enclose this space, if that would generate oxygen and hydrogen. I'm not sure. And it's certainly not connected to a connector. It didn't have a connector. But the one that I do know, the traditional one, is this guy here, and there's just an oxygen farm, and basically it's this similar concept. You just pick it somewhere. It has plants that grow and they produce oxygen without you having to use ice. The ice is working pretty well there. So, what I was thinking is we were to just put a conveyor junction thing up here. Get my parts right. Should make this kind of the roof, and then let's see. I'm doing so well. There we go. And then this thing would start to generate oxygen for me for free. Jesus, there we go. Okay, we need steel plates on that one. Somewhat expensive block, actually. But I think it'll be nice to have free oxygen, and this is Mars. So there is no oxygen outside, so we don't have a sealed environment yet, but this will, anytime the sun is shining at this, actually I think the green bar might indicate solar levels, but in theory that's generating oxygen. Now let's take a look. We need that much power. Oxygen is generating 0.73 liters per minute. And yeah, we just keep adding to the base little things like that in this game. Okay, so that will... The H2 generator is what we use for the ice. Let me see if this is going to work. So in theory now, that oxygen tank, volume 0 out of 4,000 liters, I don't know if there's a way to, other than this little green bar here, to tell how full the tank is, but in theory that'll fill up that tank. Once that's full, then we will get the ice to make the oxygen directly on this O2H2 generator, which will prevent diffusion in my system here. There's probably a better way to do this, kind of what I'm getting at, but anyway. So let's use the projector. So what I want to do in today's episode is I want to use the projector to make a drilling ship. So we'll go to the projector. I need to organize my blocks here, but blueprints, and then what I'm going to do, we're going to head over to the workshop. I have drilling ships, atmospheric drilling ships, but what I need is I'd like a vertical drilling ship. I'd like to try a vertical drilling ship. One that shoots down. Small driller. There's like German names and shit on here. Ooh, I kind of like this. This is kind of what I'm looking at. Let's subscribe to Frank Drive. So Frank should come up here now, and we'll double click. Okay, now this is what the blueprint defaults on the projector here. So we need to go up and forward a little. So let's see if this works. So this will increase forward. Yes, it does. It works. And that's about right. And then up for sure. So up this time. I think it started upside down. Okay. Okay. So that's good. Okay. What I like to do in this situation here is, and we don't have a welding ship yet, so that would be ideal. But we're gonna start with the drilling ship and then make our way up to welding ship in life. But I like to I prefer building out to the block rather than trying to weasel the block into me. So we just close enough here, and it should only one or more tile that I can start to build on. Let's see if we did this. Did we do that? No. Okay, we have to actually build that. Okay, so we're now connected, and we're now starting to place blocks and build them, obviously. Now, what we want to do probably is start getting some of these in our build planner. So I'm going to right-click. Well, I guess they have to exist before you can right-click them. And that's fine. We can build some of these basic structures initially. But what I want to do is, like, once we get a something like a conveyor, you know, kind of thing. Well, what we can do is we can just go over here to, let's see, is it right click? It's right. It's right click. Oh, it didn't work. So, no, they're fully constructed blocks. Okay, so how do I get this? Interior plate. So I think I have to have an interior. This is why welding ships are so much better in general. So that's going to allow me to build in some more complex blocks here. And so then we can go ahead and right click on that and that. And trying to get some conveyor stuff going. What you got to be careful about on these is building around interior blocks before you finish the interior block. And so I'm trying not to do that, and this is very difficult. Just one thing I wish that the projectors in this game would do better is building in little stages. Like, that's one thing that medieval engineers actually did fairly well. Okay, so I'm just going to do like 5. Okay, so we're just going to take a bunch of stuff out of here. And let's see if we can build through this. Okay. And try to get these conveyors built because they're crucial for this thing to work, right? Okay, now we're running low on energy. That's green. We like seeing green in the interior of ships. Okay, let's recharge. I have started building a door system here, and we're basically working on making this room enclosed. It just takes forever, so I haven't really, you know, hunkered down and made it a priority. But I think I'll put a window here. Actually, consider the window. We'll do a 2x1 slope. I need a regular, not slope. I need a 2x1 flat. Let's try that one. So this should go right back here. And right about there is what we want. We need a girder. Okay. Girder. Yeah. I think I'm running. No, I've got plenty of girders. Let's forget about girders. So that should. Well, we need 50 volts for glass now. I'm just cranking away at these little parts here, and we'll eventually use the build planner to get those back out. But just trying to steal some bulletproof glass, and it looks like I've got all I can fit until it gets around to creating more. So actually, that is complete though. So that window is good and solid. So now we have a solid wall through here. What we'll do is we'll build this up. I'll put some more windows. So certainly on the top, we'll put windows in places. Is that solid? I mean, it looks like it's not solid, but I suspect it would be solid. I could easily remedy that if it's not by putting a window on this side. But we'll keep working on that. It's just kind of a little distraction that I'm having some fun with. But so the drill's coming in. We need to finish some of these conveyor tubes first. then my armored block. The drill itself. Didn't necessarily mean to get to that already, but it looks like maybe there's a missing couple of conveyors. We may have to break in once we finish building what we can. We may have to like disassemble part of it and fix it up a little bit, just kind of like this thing may have inadvertently interfered with part of the projection. I could also build a second support structure that goes to the ground and then take out the support from the rotor and then see if the projection clears that up. Usually the projectors are pretty good about not completely. And we'll just kind of go around here and right click on a bunch of blocks. We'll shift middle click a bunch of those into there, and then we'll regular middle click, and that should fill us up pretty well. Yep. Okay. Now this thing is going to take a lot of stuff to build. I need to get those done. Okay. Welding chip again would come in very handy right now. Motors. We need motors. Let's manually grab some motors. Let's get some of these conveyors done. Sometimes it stops animating the certain animations, like the grinding animation. Let's get some motors. And if you right click, that's how I usually fix that if necessary. Trying to get deep inside there. Now, one thing you can do, of course, as well, is once you get fairly manually, but once you get it fairly well constructed, you can take it to a welder, and you know, I could just, frankly, I could just attach like a welder right here, fly the ship over, spin it around a little bit carefully, and have my system augment anything that I missed, because the welder has a better range than I do with this little hand welder. You just augment your system using the automated welder. Where's my motors? Do I have more motors to do? So thanks. Okay. So this one, that middle thing needs metal grids. Okay.
Energy low.
Running out of energy on my suit. I need construction components, metal grids. Those large atmospheric thrusters need 90 friggin' motors. I love it. We'll see how good this ship is. I've never tested it before, obviously. I just downloaded it, and I just subscribed to it on the workshop. And I remember to go to the store now. Let's see if I can put an armor block down here to remind me. And then I need to think about mods for my refinery and stuff, but put it there. Okay. So, by the way, I attached oxygens and hydrogen to the med bay. Right? Not sure. Is this the indicator of how it's doing? No. running around like crazy people. Structural components. Large tubes. Small tubes as well. So what I suspect is that these blue ones may have interfered with a. Well, actually, they may not have. They may be fine. Okay, that's this one. The way I also, if I really wanted to optimize my hand systems that I've been using, my hand drill, hand welder, etc., I would be on the search for platinum right about now. And the only place I think to get platinum in this game now is out of space, so I'd have to make a journey up there. I did make one journey up there, and I did find uranium, so that's the one thing I have done in that regard. I also need one of the reasons I'm building this drill ship is so I can get more gold and silver, so I can make my grinder ship, which I can then use to disassemble that escort carrier. I think I showed you that on camera last time. It's my dog is asking for water, so I'll probably have to get up and get him some water here in a second. So. Tubes we need. That's a good angle. See, it's weird how the game will allow you to weld into a thing a little bit. At these weird angles, you can find them. Ghost did that just a little bit more than they do, because then okay, the dog is really getting antsy. Hold on. I'll keep talking. We're not going to be able to hear me. Dog. There he goes. Guys, we'll grab a snack while over here. Oh, can I hear something from the game? Okay, we're back. No, wait past it. Okay, very good. So, okay, and I'm back. I don't know why I'm charger connected to my phone. It's not charging. Okay. So, as I was saying, you can really reach in there somewhat deeply to charge or to build certain blocks. But it is still very tricky. And a lot of the time, the game won't allow you to build blocks until you place the block, obviously, and place the block. Sometimes you have to build a block next to it, which creates a log jam on interiors sometimes, like I was kind of implying earlier. You just kind of stay at roughly the same height, so I don't move on before I finish pretty much all the blocks at that height. Did I get one? Yeah, I think I did. Maybe not. Okay, actually, I think we're good. Okay, that's good on that angle, and here a little bit. Okay, and that attaches to a drill there. So that's one that's potentially blocked by these blue ones. Hey, dog. Alright. That drill is not going to... Okay, so that's what that tube connects to, is a drill, not a system. So, you know, like a conveyor system. So that's good, actually, because I can just remember that we throw a drill on after we get done with this. So I'll just construct everything except for that drill that's sticking out there, and we should be good. This is weird, though, because obviously that's going to dig down. And then these things are going to dig the sides as we go. And there's only one atmospheric thruster, which worries me. I guess there's 1, 2, there's going to be 4 on this level on the sides. I could probably add some if I needed to. Yeah, we'll get there.
Energy low.
And of course my energy is running out again. Real life, right? Construction. Boy, this is an expensive ship, but it will be worth it because it will give me resources, which is something I need. Now, incidentally, I don't know if the system has them in here, but I've got a whole bunch of, yeah, so that, well, 12, literally 12 stones. I was going to say, I had hundreds of thousands of stone. It looks like they've all gotten refined now. So now what do we have? We've got 1,000 nickel, 3,000 silicon. Where's my iron? A couple more thousand nickel, several thousand iron. So, so we've still got quite a few resources. But something we could do while we're over here is so we need to turn that block on to do this. Let's just upgrade velocity a little bit. And then we turn the drills on. And this, oh, it's considered a different grid, so that's orange, okay. So that group of 5 drills should be on now. Okay, so now this, we can go ahead and do a down group. We'll go ahead and activate those. So we'll reverse the velocity in those. That'll take it to the bottom of where it's currently ended. And then on these pistons, which is something I forgot to do, we can reverse that. So that'll give us some more rocks. My refineries to deal with, so I'll do an up group, and we will reverse that velocity to -0, and is that going to start going down? I kind of like 0 velocity on these things. I'll go ahead and do -1, and see how that goes. Yes, it is going down, very good. Okay, so this will rapidly get to the bottom here and continue drilling down past where it got before by the amount of 2 pistons, and that will, assuming I don't destroy any of these provide us quite a few resources, which will give us iron, nickel, and silicon. Will be some of them, you know, the most important ingredients in the game, elementally. Okay, so I do have this rover, by the way, and by the way, I'm not sure if I need to put more wheels on it or anything. I just added this front wheel section, and then I had to adjust the height offset of the wheels to make it really high on the little thing to fit into the connector. So I could maybe have connectors at different heights, but that one fits perfectly now, so I don't mind it. And I don't need to spruce this up a bit, but anyway, it is what it is. Let's go with construction components, I believe. Alright, let's continue building this out. Let's see. I'll try around here, I think. large tube. And large tubes. As you can see, the stone is coming into here now, and so we can easily afford to build humongous chunks of resources like this constantly, and should be good to go. And then as that continues, okay, so that's all the way down now, which is nice. The next thing we can do to get more stone out of this drilling rig, I mean, we've got two things. The major thing is to just move it over and dig the next hole right about here to the same depth as these other two. But the other thing to keep in mind, I mean, first of all, I could add more drills on the outside, make the holes wider, or I could obviously rotate, well, that's moving it to the next hole is rotating this, or I have a secret little piston here, so I can make an entire new arc of holes here. So, I mean, there's so many different things I can do with it. The easiest one is to just dig a new hole right here. That's probably what we'll do once this is done. So those are all retracted, those are all extended, I believe. So I guess I'll bring that up in just a minute. Sun, we're getting a bit of a sandstorm here. So I'll have to watch out for that. Iron bolts. Just trying to get those interior blocks built first. Okay, so those are green, that's the yellow. You can just fly right in here. And if you look over on the right there, you can see the small conveyor tube is highlighted. You see that's what I'm building. Good there. So that should be good for that layer. Need more motors now. What I'm going to do is let's go ahead and hoist the drill rig now down. Pistons will be what I just do is put reverse. There's a -2. And then the up pistons we will reverse and goes to +1. And that'll simultaneously extend the up group and retract the down group, which will bring the whole thing up. Then we'll move it in position using the rotor there. This. Running out of hydrogen as well. We need to go get more ice.
Fuel critical.
It's gonna not like me temporarily because I am the. I'll have to go get ice real quick. So the stone is temporarily filling up a lot of the storages. And so it's harder to conveniently manage that. But I think the ice over here. Okay. That's this. A lot of it in mind. It's done in there as well.
Inventory full.
I really should make a GPS up here at base. We have the beacon, that's very helpful, but we'll just do a GPS. Base, and obviously check the yeah, another base. Okay. Hydrogen. Okay. We'll put this here. Like that. And that should give us several full bottles. Hydro. And that will also finish filling this oxygen tank, presumably, and start filling the hydro tank, which I think means that we'll have enough surplus to be able to fill bottles from now on, but we'll see. I mean, part of these mechanics I just don't understand very well. Alright, so let's grab what we had. Motor, we got this amount, only a few large tubes though. Okay, that's where we were, so we're going back here. Okay, okay. Room for those. We need more than that. So we have a lot of those, Jesus Christ. Okay, we have a lot of construction components apparently, which is good. I don't mind that at all. We need them. They're second most important block in the game, or material in the game, I think you would probably say. Grid.
Energy low.
Atmospheric thrusters are a pain in the ass. And one, I think I've commented in previous runs of Space Engineers that, atmospheric thrusters are also, well, ion thrusters and atmospheric thrusters in this game are both kind of one and the same in the sense that they're electric thrusters, they just work in different environments. So, if you compare this game, for example, to Imperium Galactic Survival, in that game you have biofuel that generates electricity through certain means. In this game, we don't have biofuel, but we do have other methods of power generation to power our thrusters. So, one of those little things that you can easily get confused about, as you don't think of atmospheric thrusters and ion thrusters as electric necessarily. You just think of them as, it's just what you do in atmosphere. But it is that they are just electric engines that are designed for differential locations. I'm glad you can reach in there. Just my motors. We'll get a bunch of motors. Plenty of motors. Let's see if I can get that conveyor first. I need construction credits. Okay. We're getting a dust storm. We tend to get dust storms in this at night. And as you can see, the sun is getting low in the thing. I thought maybe the weather is what turned off all my things, because we had like a lightning storm last night, and that's when I noticed everything shut down, but that could have just been me not noticing sooner. It could have just been a coincidence. So I don't know, I need to look. I don't recall the game's mechanics getting that advanced, but I could be wrong. So we'll just go ahead and finish that small conveyor tube, which is what I wanted, and then that'll connect to this large container. Okay. We need a bunch of interior plates on that one. What do we need on that? Steel plates? And don't we have motors? Yeah, we have plenty of motors. I guess that one won't build until we get steel plates. Okay, why not? It doesn't even exist yet, by the way. Oh, good. Oh, and there's stuff down here that I didn't finish. What is that? See that one? I'm just gonna reach into there and get that. That's just like regular I'm trying to. Okay. Trying to get down under this atmospheric pressure into that block there. That is just a land structure. That's good because it means it's not that important. Except there's one there too. Yeah, those are just a couple of blocks I missed. Alright. And did I miss any over here? No, I think I got one. Right. I need metal grids this one. Motors. More motors now. Okay, let's get metal grids and motors. I do need some large tubes. 50 these in here. And replace it with nearly 2 large tubes. Okay. That's done. That's done. These are dropping like flies now. Touch it. Okay. Going. Obviously, these provide the sideways thrust in all 4 directions at this level. You can see that's there's like 12 of them. These are expensive components, you know. So, like energy. Once again, we are running low on the energy, and just look at the steel frame that we're building. We need for that container plate. Height thing is footers. Here. Where are my interior parts there? Yep. That large container is going to come in now. Oh, I don't like this gray color. Okay.
Energy
Structure
critical.
components. Structure components. No. Need more metal grids here in a minute. I did up the even with my inventory up now 5 times instead of 3 times. It's still silly for it takes forever to build stuff sometimes manually. I think that's the point. You know, one of the best ships just use reactors. Just back to life. Why is this one powered? Because it's facing, it's like a stabilization test or something that's like on by default, unlike the others. It's metal grids. Who knows? Those are in. Motors on that one. Side up a bit. Now it makes sense to try to use up the components you have on you before you go get more, because then you can get up what you need at the same time. motor, large tube. Okay. Not really a large tube there, but each of these requires a single large tube. Large tubes. And we need more motors. Construction components. Almost. I was gonna say almost done, but not really. 8 of those back. Construction pumps. And that's even more motors yet. Still tubes on some of these too. They're still, yeah, well, we've got those. Okay, so I don't need all these computers in here. Not that they take up that much space, but grab more motors. Okay, that's max. Okay, good. Okay, those are in. And then in and that way. Let's get this balanced out to this height. May need to manually go get some gold and silver for that reactor. I like this little place up at the top here. We need 4 grids and a bunch of steel plates. 2. There we go. And now we just need 95 ref components and 15 computers. Still this little frame. I hate yet more freaking thrusters we have to build now. And we do have a spotlight that looks kind of well. One thing about building it on the rotor is you get power from the wait, are there no batteries on this thing? Maybe up here, I don't know. Why is there like an opening? There's like a weird opening here. I don't know if that's a modded thing or what, but we'll see. Look at that. There's a spotlight down. Okay. Get gyroscope. Again. And this is actually a fairly reasonable small little design. We need detector components for that, or detector. You know, it's not like an overly complex design, honestly. Let's just do that, that, and that, and that. Right clicking, we get these engines. Which capacity? Using it, let's see how far we can get with it. Let's finish this framework here. Not to mention the conveyor system. It looks like it goes into something that might not have made that shit around with me. Right, what do you say we go back to the head? My feet are cold. And we got the jukebox going. Now that it's time to turn the actual charge. I like this headphone better because it's just a better quality sound. Let's audio here. Now that should have changed over to the better audio, so hopefully that's working. And we're not getting game sound, are we? Great. Okay, so we're gonna have to reshare my screen and share screen, share system audio, which is now coming through the. There we go. Good. So sound should be a lot better now. That's neat. Okay, I don't know why it's all green. Is that just little buttons and stuff we see back here? Anyway. Okay, so making good progress. Let's keep it going. We're very close to being done with this thing. Sorry, I gotta click that off. I always forget that. Okay, let's just middle click this and see what we get. We don't have reactor components, right? So what that means is we need to go mine gold and silver. So let's just do that real quick while we have a full set of stuff. And that's over here. So what I want to do, so I think I mined silver here before, but I think I'm going to try to focus on the gold this time because we haven't gotten any yet, I don't think. Be wrong, maybe this is the gold hole. Silver down here. Okay, I'm just going to get a little bit of silver. A little bit more. Okay, let's get some gold now. Okay, the gold is up this way. Okay. Here's the gold. I don't know why it's in a little band like this. Try to avoid filling up on rocks too much here, but this should be plenty of gold. Okay. I'll fall down here. Gold. Oops. Gold, gold. And gold, and gold. And a gold down there. And I don't really care about the stone, but we'll consolidate it into one gold dealio. And maybe a couple. There might be, I think there might have been one gold that we got there, but for this down here, and let's go try to get some more gold. Yeah, it's I don't know if this is a change in the game a little bit, or if it's just me running into the bare edge of this gold vein, but it seems like it's a much smaller amount of gold than I'm used to. Okay, so let's see if we can sort through this group. That one's flying. Let me try to go down here and get these little stragglers first.
Inventory full. Inventory.
That's stone, okay. Very good.
Inventory full.
Well, the next time we come here it might be annoying unless those despawn, which I'm kind of anticipating. But in any event, hopefully we'll have a drilling ship by then anyway, so... Probably the better way to have done this would be to make our own little pocket for the gold to fall in, maybe? I don't know. Very strange vein of gold, I must say.
Inventory full.
We may have to dig like a little waste trench down there. I'm not seeing it right now. I'm like, did it? I think some of those despawned. I could be wrong, but we'll see. In any event, we've got 1.28. And that should be, I don't know how much 77 reactors is going to be. Probably need more silver, to be honest. Let's just get this group and then try to fill the rest up with silver. Okay, so then what we'll do down here is we will dig a little right click. Oh, that's the silver. Little waste trench into the rock down a little ways. And that way we can guide our non-valuable rock down to this little hole where it will sit here until it despawns, or I guess until I come get it, but I'm probably not going to do that, to be honest. Getting a little bit stuck in these rocks. Okay, there we go.
Inventory full.
Okay, there's the rest of the silver. Or the stones that were clogging up the silver, I mean. Alright, this should basically fill me up on everything, and then I'll just take a little extra rock just for the hell of it. Okay, so that is the silver, and then this is the way out, I believe, so we'll jet back out of here. That was fun. That was a fun little adventure. Okay. Game is so much better with headphones. It's much more immersive. Hopefully it doesn't... I'm gonna have to take that fun song out. Okay, I'm glad it's not playing that one. It reminds me a lot of the, campaign. Let's also, speaking of mining, let's get this thing moved. Okay, so that's... Okay, let me just double check and make sure there's no damaged components. The drills look good. The drills are hard to damage. It's usually this thing I find that gets damaged. And I'll check the joints real quick. Okay, we're good there. Sometimes this thing gets damaged. Looking good, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it 1, 2 positions over. Now I got to measure this because... well, I don't have to measure it, but basically, okay, so you can think of like a 90-degree angle, 45-degree angle. It's probably about 20 degrees how far I need to move it, so let's try that. So we're going to go to the advanced rotor. Should be the same color as this block that I'm accessing. I guess it's green. Now this block is off. We're gonna turn it on. I want it to go counterclockwise. And I don't know. I feel like it needs to go reverse. And then right now the angle is 31 degrees. And so if I think it needs to go over 20, it either needs to go up to 51 or 11. I don't know which one. So we'll try that. And now that I can see it in the background here, I wish this was a little more opaque. We'll go ahead and toggle the block on and see what happens. I think it's trying. Oh, yeah, here's the little angles. Is it trying to move the wrong direction though, or is it going the right way? Not really sure. Definitely not having a substantive effect yet. I probably should do a button panel so I can control this more conveniently. Did I turn the rotor lock is on? Okay, there we go. Okay, so we need to stop at about 11. Right about there. And then we'll go ahead and turn this block off again. Let's see how we did. So that actually is the first hole. Okay, so I underestimated the angle a bit. So if that is nearly lined up with the first hole, let's say another 5 degrees would be lined up. So that means 31 minus whatever it is, plus 5, and
Energy
just double that.
low.
That makes sense. Probably doesn't make sense how I just explained that, but I think I put one of the battle songs on that. I was a little paranoid that I was in a battle for a second there. Okay, advanced rotor. Total block on. Okay, we're gonna turn off the rotor lock. We're gonna add 5 to this. Approximately that's 7. So we went from 31 to 7 is what we needed to do. So that means 23, 24. So 7 minus 24 basically is what we need to do now. So what is that? 24 minus 7 is 17. So we get a negative 17. All right, let's try that. Okay. That's negative 10, right? Yeah. Okay, let's try that. Alright, is that how lined up is that for the next hole? That is too far, I would say. So what we're going to do is we're going to reverse that and go... So I just miscalculated my rough estimate. Go back another 5 degrees or so. We're going to click reverse. And we're going to try to go up to about 348. Great. Okay, let's try that. Okay, that actually looks fairly good. I think that's going to produce a pretty good dig for us. So what we'll start with on this one, I don't like to necessarily tell it to go all the way down here right initially. Ooh, that's so cool how it lines up perfectly. So why don't we just, well, I wish I could make it go slower is the thing. So there's a few different options for this. One would be to, we could do the up group first. Why don't we try that? That's 2 pistons worth down. So we'll just click reverse on that, and that should start it downwards using these 2 pistons. So we'll just let that happen. We'll see what happens. If it gets too much friction, this part can get damaged. We'll have to see how that goes, but I think we'll be okay. The beginning of the hole is already established, so we probably need to build another 1 or 2 of these. Just build one right next to it. G large, and then we'll get back, I swear, to the ship that we're doing. We need interior plates, of course. Ooh, okay. Incidentally, I might just put a little support down here, so it's stuck in the ground, you know? I'm not sure why I can't place that one. Which I can place it under here. Well, if I can get down there. Jeez. Oh, I hate this. You know what? Lets me place this one. Well, let's see if I can get an angle on that. Come on, game. Give me an angle. Damn it. Trying to go under the battery now. Right down here. Got the creepy music on. Well, I'm having trouble with that. Oh, there's a welder there. Maybe that's the problem. Not sure if that was the problem, but I'll help. I don't really feel the need to construct these support ones. Maybe I'll construct this one, but I'll leave the rest of those deconstructed. That's just for support, just in case like there's an issue where something gets haywire. Okay, so put that back in. Need more interior plates, and the game doesn't know that's what I need. So I'm gonna go over to 9 and middle click, and that should get the right ones. Yes, very good. Now we're talking. This is so much easier than manually doing it. We need more interior plates, apparently. Okay, that's in. That's built. That is good. Okay, so the base is coming along. So now we'll get back to building this. Oh, we do have the reactor components now. Okay, very good. So that, I guess that one little mining mission actually did a good job. Okay, so now we have a reactor. Let me just do about 3 of these. Alright.
Fuel low.
Oh, is that a... Well, I need steel plates, okay.
Critical.
Oh, we ran out of fuel. Alright. Well, I did put a staircase in, so when this happens, I rarely run out of fuel, but when I do have a staircase here. Oh, we have a gun sitting there as well from when we had our little mishap. Alright, so... Let's see if I need to go get more ice. I think so. Alright. Ice is over here. This will stop being an issue soon. First of all, I can, with the drilling ship, I can get just a boatload of ice with one little stop, and that'll be a good thing.
Inventory full.
But the other consideration is that the oxygen tank will be full soon. It should be full now, I would almost think. That's quite a nice little spotlight you got there, buddy. Okay, there we go. So that should fill the oxygen tank completely there. How's this doing? It's pretty good. Looks like it got to where it needed to go. Any damage to the drills? Not there. Alright, so that looks good. So what I can do next as an intermediary step is extend those while extending these at the same time. That'll mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Means we'll subtract 2 but add 6 pistons worth of depth. And that will... And then I can add the final 2 at the end. I don't know. Probably don't even need to be that careful about it, but I like to be. Alright, so we need motors. Need all this stuff. I should put some lights in my base now that I think about it. Pumps. Bulletproof glass.
Energy low.
Okay, well, we're getting there. Alright, and that one needs some motor. So plates. I'm gonna need more motors in just a minute. I could grab some uranium at some point too and throw it in the reactor. I need steel grit, or do I need steel grit? Yes, I'll need a large tube at least.
Energy critical.
Alright. No. Come on, game. Excuse me. Alright. Some progress here. Large steel tubes are needed. Motors are probably still needed as well. This air vent makes no sense. Don't understand this top design at all. Alright. Motors. Pumps. Alright, let's see how far we can get with that stuff. One metal grid, 2 metal grid. Motors. Large tubes. Small tubes. Small tubes there. Do 12 of those, let's say. The rest motors. Stop bouncing around. Okay. Metal grids, right? Pumps. The air vent. So it thinks it's going to be in Earth planet. So we might modify that design a bit. So we need computer and what else do we need? Metal grids, right? Let's just do 20 computer and a handful of metal grids and see how far we get with that. Displays, 5 displays, okay. What's in there? What am I missing on that bulletproof glass? Okay, displays, bulletproof glass. Some uranium, probably. Really hard to reach that block right there. Okay. I think that's pretty much it, though. Yeah, display and glass. Okay. I think this is basically built now with the couple caveats to that. One is that I need to get this drill in there. So I think the best way to do that is actually just build a secondary support arm and disconnect the original. So what we'll do, for example, is we will just simply go like this. And we'll get rid of these. Hopefully it doesn't cause the ship to drop out of the sky.
Energy low.
Right, now we should be able to build that. Okay. And that is done. So now the question is, will this stay afloat? It looks like it will. Let's give it some uranium to make sure. And we don't need freaking batteries on this thing either, do we? Not a huge fan of not putting batteries on ships. We only have 18 uranium. Too bad. But that will power this puppy up. Curious if there's any like things I missed. What's this? Why is this out here? What happened? Why did you throw out your uranium? That's in a drill. Oh, it's going through the drill system somehow. Well, maybe I need to manually put this in the reactor. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so now the question is there anything I can do up here? I mean, there's a nice little connector there, which I appreciate. May have to build a custom port for it, but I think what I want to do maybe is, well, first of all, let's turn off the projector.
Energy critical.
Second thing I want to do, this is very dicey, but let's try to detach it. Please don't fall. Very good. Let's get rid of these excess ones. Okay, so we seem to have a stable ship. I do a conveyor system here. Already have one there. Yeah, I'm inclined not to do that. So I guess there's a sorter in the drill system that ejects things, and I probably need to set that up. So let's hop in the cockpit. Well, first of all, let's... I think what I need to do just... Oh,
No energy.
out of energy. Okay, let's deal with that first. Okay, so what I want to do is conveyor junction plus connector. And let's grab the components for the conveyor junction, and oh, that's for a conveyor. Okay, we'll grab those just to be on the safe side, and then we'll grab the connector. Okay. So what I should be able to do now is somewhere, you know, here for all I care, build the place where this puppy is going to get charged up or interact with the base. So we'll go to, we'll just put this here. Then we'll do the connector here. Okay, I thought I drew all those parts out. 7 comps, 19 plates, whatever. Alright, now this will not transfer goods yet until I connect this conveyor junction to the base, but it will charge the thing and allow me a place to park it. It actually flies really nicely. It is a ugly little thing, but actually flies pretty well. Let me... Why is... Why? I guess it wasn't... I guess... Oh yeah, it's because it was part of that grid before. So I've now completely separated it from any grid. Now I guess... where should I go? Ice? And it actually flies, you know, okay. And if I left click or right click, the drills all come on. That's good. That's good setup. Probably, like I said, need to, how much? I got 4 hours of energy. That's from my reactor. That's fine. So probably what I need to do, where's my ejector? Reactor, container, or sorter. Or do the drills just somehow do this automatically? Could have sworn there must have been a ejector or sorter because it was throwing out my uranium, but I guess not. Okay, well, what I'm simply going to do is come over here to the ice, and we're just going to test this out because I haven't flown this thing with weight in it, and we'll just see what happens when we mine up some rock and ice. So we're just going to kind of go near where my little hole is there, and you can use the lights to kind of gauge this. I'm going to right click it first. Okay. And it appears I've made it down to the ice level. So let's left click now and go a little bit further down. And my main concern here is, yeah, so that connector is shooting out rocks. And I didn't realize connectors did that. Throw out on. What are we? Collect all. I don't know what that means. Auto unlock time. I don't know what any of that means. I guess it's throw out on. I don't know if that just automatically throws out excess, but let me see what I've got in the thing. Okay, I've got stone, and I've got some ice. Just get a little bit more, and then we'll head back. I guess it's just designed to help with overflow, maybe? But it seems to only be throwing out stone. I thought you had to have like a sorter system for that to... Okay, now it threw out one ice pellet. We're still throwing out stone. Not anymore. Okay, well, interesting stuff. Now it does, and it's a little bit more unwieldy, so I think I really should be careful. But it is flying nicely, and it's very easy to handle. And we're up to 17 meters per second. That's pretty good. Probably get it going a bit faster if I really wanted to, but I'm trying to keep it in for a smooth, uncontroversial landing here. We're very close to base here anyway, so let's try to back this up, and then we'll rotate, and then we will see if we can get this in position to park it. Alright. So we're pretty close here. Boy, that's a weird looking ship. It's one of the weirdest looking ships I've ever built. Oh, there we go. Okay. And what we need to do is set up a connector switch lock for 2. So we'll lock. You don't want to use P when you have a base with a bunch of other stuff connected to it. Otherwise it'll shoot out your other connections like this one. So now that's locked in. Now what I want to do maybe is add a battery, and I consider adding a sorting system, so I want to maybe save some room for that. So where can I throw a battery on this puppy? I don't want the uranium energy just going to waste. I'll put one there. Might as well put it at the top. We need a steel plate, right? Okay. Okay, so what we're gonna do is just throw a battery like right. Well, I can't really do that. Okay. Well, put it off here. I mean, obviously it'll fit in here. God, there. Jesus Christ. Okay. I mean, I could still. Still make that conveyor system work if I put it there. Alright, let's put it there. I know it's uneven, but whatever. So I'll just use the conveyor system here, here, there, and we'll attach it all up. Right, so I will right-click the battery. Let me actually go into my build planner. Right. You have to be on one of these. Where's the I gotta work on my build planner usage. Okay, so I'm just gonna well, see if I can just do this in one take here. I think I did it right. Oh, we need 8 more power cells, but I think that's just because I didn't have the inventory, maybe? Or maybe there's just not all the power cells in there for me. Nope, we got them. Okay, we're good. Okay, so that'll act as a battery then as well. Alright. Maybe I'll keep... I think the trick is to keep at least one of these kinds of materials on you at all times so you can at least build the thing. Alright. So I really do like this ship. I actually am very pleased with that. And then, of course, the materials have drained out of it, it looks like. So that's good. So that means that there should be ice in my system over here now. Maybe. There's a pretty good influx of ice. Yeah. Well, there's still in the drill. Where's my O2? Okay, it's not going there for some reason. Oh, it's because it's not connected to the base, that's why. Okay, so I need to connect that to... Jeez, that's going to be quite a connection. Okay, so what I could do... Up here... Actually, probably want to... I want to snake a connection along here, honestly. So... yeah, that's what we'll do. So this will probably be quite a project, but we're... oops. Hang on one second, I gotta return a phone call. You know what, this is probably a good place to end it. I'm gonna build that off camera anyway, so I'll end it here. Thank you for watching, we'll see you next time on Space Engineers.